It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Hello and welcome to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict. Today we're talking about the Verde Valley Cyclists Coalition. A lot going on with that organization here in the Verde Valley. And joining me today I have the president of the Cyclist Coalition, Lars Romig, and board member Doug Copp. Thank you both for being here today. We kind of have a lot to talk about this organization. But first off, Lars, can you tell me a little bit about the history and how maybe this organization got started?
So in 2003, a number of concerned cyclists in the area wanted to see better access and better structure, formed the Cyclist Coalition, and since then have been moving along with just trying to improve bicycle infrastructure in the area as far as bike lanes and racks around town and making it easier to live in the Verde Valley by owning a bike.
Kind of improving the lifestyle of a bicyclist here in the Verde Valley. What are some of the ways you guys are doing that?
So between educating the public and kids and stuff on how to operate on a bike safely and improving the infrastructure with share the road signs, bike lanes, establishing routes throughout the communities that help get kids to school or help people commute through towns and helping define them, making it an easier system.
Doug, when it comes to the members that you guys have, how many members do you have and what type of people make up these members?
We have currently just a little under 100 members.
Oh, wow.
Some are mountain bikers, some are road bikers, some do both. I would say the majority are mountain bikers, but we support all modes of cycling.
And when you become a member, what kind of are all these members active? I mean, when it comes to, obviously, you guys are nonprofits, so donations and whatnot. But when you sign up to become a member, what does that exactly mean?
So it depends on the person. It's really tailored to what you want to do. Some people sign up and literally give a little bit of money to help support the cause, and they just want to see bicycling furthered. Or some people sign up and as a way to become active in the community and volunteer. And so they show up to volunteer days with help cleaning the roads or building a trail. There's a lot of different capacities, and we really don't discern one way or the other what people do because in the end, it all pushes it forward. And
I'm sure the skill levels, it doesn't matter, beginner, advanced, any skill level. When it comes to, I guess, the work in the community, before the show, Lars, we were talking about some of the ways you guys are helping the relationship between bicyclists on the road and the motorists and sharing that roadway. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys are doing to kind of help that relationship?
Well, one of the big things is public education, and getting in with the kids is the real big one, trying to get it out there, and then the parents touch base with those, is educating just the proper use on the roads and how to ride in the bike lanes and how to signal through traffic, and also just simple bike handling skills, how to handle the bike so that they're out there and not creating an issue.
What are some of the things that people, the misconceptions when you're driving down the roadway? Because I think everyone's been there, even if you're, say, a road rider or a mountain biker. When you're in a vehicle, sometimes you get frustrated with bicyclists riding on the road. What are some of the ways to prevent that? What are some of the misconceptions that motorists have when it comes to bicyclists on the road?
Well, the bicycle is a vehicle just like an automobile, subject to all the same rules and regulations. Bikes should follow all the same rules that drivers follow, and most do, but all don't. Bicyclists are human just like drivers are. There is a state law called the 3-foot law. When a driver overtakes a cyclist, they should, in a shared lane where they're both sharing the same lane, they should give the cyclist a minimum of 3 feet when they pass the cyclist. The cyclist, should ride as far to the right as they safely can do so. But a motorist shouldn't pass a cyclist until it's safe to do so. If there's oncoming traffic and you can't move over and give the 3 feet, then you should wait till you can.
They can be on that road just like any other motorist, right? So, yes. Lars, when did you get started with the Verde Valley Cyclist Coalition?
So I got started, would have been in 2007, doing the Mountain Bike Action Committee, which was just kind of a focus group working on mountain bike trails in the area in Sedona, the Verde Valley, and working with the Forest Service to figure that stuff out. And it just has spawned from there into the capacity I'm in now.
And what about you, Doug?
I got in a little earlier. I wasn't one of the initial founders. Randy Victory, Daniel Patichowski, and some others were founded the organization in 2003. I probably joined around 2004 or 5. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, now when you guys have a lot, just visiting the website vvcc.us, it's a great website, and I just learned that, Lars, that's kind of a lot of work that you've put in there, but it's a great website with information, not just about kind of the mission of the your guys' organization, but also with trail maps, some upcoming events that you guys have going on. Can you talk about some of those events that you guys provide for your members?
So we do, every year we do annual party, picnics, and just little social events throughout the year. And then we also have a larger event coming up, which is not, we're not directly organizing it this year, but the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival, which will be this coming March 6th to the 8th. And that'll be a big event with vendors from a lot of the major bike corporations will be in town with demo bikes that people can come ride, and music and everything. It'll be at Tlaquepaque.
Okay, and I also saw on your calendar that you do a lot of throughout the week, and a lot of rides where people just kind of meet in one area and just go off and ride. Now, is that only for members, or can that be anyone in the public who hears about it or sees it on the website? Yeah. And then, so you don't have to be a member to kind of join in a lot of the...
No, and that's our hope, is to get like the social aspect together and get people, a way for people to get kind of excited about it and see the value, and maybe being one of those members we talked about, of either just helping the cause by being a member, having that political number, or also having that little bit of donation. Or if they feel like they have something that they really want to see change here, it gives them an avenue to communicate with people in the community that kind of have those connections with community leaders. How
popular is this in the community, just biking in general, whether it's on the road or mountain biking or whatnot?
It's very popular.
I mean, you look at the weather; it's beautiful here.
Sedona, is a worldwide destination. People come from all over to mountain bike in Sedona, and we have, in Sedona, probably 250 miles of trails, multi-user trails, and there's there's other bike events. There's racing teams come to train. Back to what you're talking about, the other events that we do, we work with the fire departments, helping with bike rodeos. We just do all kinds of things to help out any kind of cycling event. We do trail work days. We work with the Forest Service to sponsor days where people can come out and do trail work to maintain or construct trails.
I was just going to ask, so you guys have a big part, or at least a part in helping keep the upkeep of these trails out there.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of, I guess, destruction of these trails?
Well, yeah, erosion and usage, takes a huge toll. If you look at Sedona, it's obviously an erosive environment, and the trails need a lot of maintenance. And the Forest Service, at a time when usage is going up, their funds are being reduced. So, volunteering to do trail work is really important to help to keep the trails in good shape.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, I want to talk about the Sedona Bike Park that's kind of in the works right now, and getting, that sounds like something that you guys have had a part in as well to kind of get going. But we're going to take a quick break. We're sitting down with the Verde Valley Cyclist Coalition, the president and board member. This is county-wide. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
Headaches and back pain are two of the top reasons people choose Mosing Chiropractic. Dr. Mosing also treats symptoms of numbness and tingling, as well as those injured in auto or work accidents. Dr. Mosing uses gentle chiropractic techniques, as well as electric muscle stim and cold laser therapies. Call Dr. Mosing today at 634-0733. No spine left behind at Mosing Chiropractic.
I heard you dropped art class. What happened?
Life happened. I'm too old for finger painting.
You guys going to Haley's thing tonight?
Totes, time to get trashed.
I don't.
That was for your eyes only, Brian.
Baby, if you send it to me, it's public property.
Speak for yourself. Live above the influence.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. switch to Energy Star light bulbs. And you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know. Come alive with the forest. The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, and we're talking with the Verde Valley Cyclists Coalition, the president, Lars Romig, and board member, Doug Copp. We talked about a lot about your members, some of the work that you guys do in addition to riding these trails and getting that exercise and just the recreation of it. But for people maybe who are just getting started or maybe who are more advanced, are there different ratings? Is there a rating system for these trails out there, say in Sedona or here in the Verde Valley? Is there a rating system, and is there a way that people can find those and find the trails?
Yeah, so there's a lot of new signage that's gone in, and it has a lot of the ratings on, like in Dead Horse in Sedona, and you'll see we've kind of adopted the ski rating system where you'll see green, blue, black, double black, and it's subjective to different areas. I mean, our black here may be much different than a black somewhere else, but beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert.
What goes into the rating? Like to be intermediate, what is that usually?
So when you get intermediate, you're going to start seeing like small, unavoidable obstacles like rocks that you can't bypass around the rock. You might have small drops in the trail where you'll have ledges of maybe up to 18 inches tall or something that you've got to be able to go down. Off-camber surfaces, steeper grades, up and down.
Okay, so there's a way for people to get out there before they just kind of learn on their own. There's a way to kind of figure out where you're going before and where you're going to get yourself.
You can look at the map, and a lot of the maps have circle, square, diamond, so you can kind of pick your route based on difficulty. And remember that even the most difficult trails have sections that are easier or moderate, so you can always get off your bike and walk something that you're not comfortable riding.
Yeah.
So.
Instead of just trying to go for it and,
Yeah, and it's a big thing. It actually even comes back to the sustainability portion. Like, we do deal a lot with people getting onto the wrong trail, like a little over their head. And in some cases, there are trails where, on some of maybe the double black trails, where you really can't bypass some of that stuff, and it's almost difficult to walk your bike through some of those.
Now, on these trails, do these mountain biking trails, for instance, do they share with a trail, say someone just hiking?
Yeah.
And what's the etiquette there?
So most of the trails here are multi-use.
Okay.
Anything out of wilderness, obviously the bikes don't go in the wilderness areas, but yield to the hikers. Horse yields to hike, and then bikes yield to hike, and then the bikes yield to the horses. And so the biggest thing though is like slowing down. If you're biking or hiking or anybody, when you encounter a user, is just slow down, communicate, make eye contact, and not like, especially if you're on the bike, don't blow by the person.
Wave and just like blow past them.
Yeah,
especially if you're coming up. Sometimes you can come up behind a hiker and they don't hear you, and you can startle them. So it's good to. Some people have bells on their bike. They'll ring a bell or just say, good morning or whatever to get their attention. So you don't.
And it's also hard too, because you encounter users in all user groups sometimes. The prevalence of the phones and music, you get double earbuds sometimes, and so not everybody even hears immediately. So
kind of blocks out that world around you. Sedona, staying kind of in Sedona, they just had a meeting last month to come up with a new design for this a bike park. And Doug, can you talk a little bit about kind of the process that went into getting this started, and maybe when we can see and what it's going to consist of?
Well, the idea of a bike skills park has been kicked around for since about maybe 2010 or 11. It was proposed officially to the city around 2011 by my predecessor. I'm currently the volunteer bicycle coordinator for the city. And at that time, the economy was such that the city just didn't pass the capital improvement project approval process. And then I proposed it in June of 2013 with Parks and Rec coordinator Rachel Murdoch, and the city council was receptive to it, but they wanted a little more information from us. So we went back and gathered more information, talked to some of their communities that had bike parks, find out about how popular they were. And we talked to the homeowners around the area where we were proposing a park. We looked at different areas of the city where you could put a park, and we decided that there's a 13-acre hillside in Sedona in Posse Ground Park. It's already city-owned land. It's kind of ideal terrain for a bike park. You've got a flat area where you can have a pump park, jump park, tot area. It's got a nice hillside where you can have flow trails, drop zone, dual slalom. And we went back in October. A friend, John Martin, was able to, he's kind of a PR guy and prior real estate developer. He had a lot of experience. We got a lot of people at that meeting, a lot of support, and the city council approved it. And then we formed a bike park task force to raise money. We had to raise, the requirement was to raise $30,000 for the design of the park, and then the city would fund construction. They dedicated $110,000 for construction. And we actually raised $37,000, a little over $37,000. Oh, wow. And then we started looking around for qualified designers. We put out what's called RFQ, request for qualifications. We got several applicants respond, and we ranked them from most qualified to least qualified, and we ended up hiring the most qualified candidate, which was the International Mountain Bike Association. Had teamed up with an engineering firm called Stantec, who builds a lot of bike parks and skate parks around the country. And so we're in the design process now. They've come up with 3 conceptual designs. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago to the general public where people got to vote with what design they liked, what features they considered most popular, and so now that IMBA and Stantec are working on refining that design, and we hope to start construction later this year. And, yeah.
That's got to be exciting for you guys and all the other cyclists kind of in the area. Lars, what Doug kind of touched on it a little bit, what we would see there, but when it comes to different, I read there was different skills levels. I mean, it's going to be everyone from a beginner all the way to advanced. What are some of the features that we're going to see there?
So you'll see anything from like a small track, Doug mentioned a tot track, and to explain on that, like starting from the bottom with the little kids, something that a kid on a strider bike can go into and go up and over some little rollers and little berms and stuff that's real mild. If the kids fall down, it's not that big of a deal. And that they can learn to get that little flow and be able to a place where they can pick their feet up and go up and over stuff. And then progressing on up to the upper end of it, which you'll have like technical flow lines that'll have jumps and drops and berms and technical features where people, an advanced or pro level rider, can even challenge their skills and have fun with it. And then filling in that whole piece between the very bottom and the very top is that progression, so that person can start off as a little kid and work on their skills and make it all the way over to the other end of it. Because one thing that usually kills an area or a park is that you get stuck somewhere.
Yeah, it's not open to everyone from...
Yeah, if you have a gap in skill level, it's hard to go from like, maybe you have like a 5-foot jump here, and then over here you've got like 20 foot. But if you don't have this stuff in between, you can never kind of build to that level.
You can't really bridge that gap. Now, is it going to be, is it going to cost to come to the park and participate in it, or is it?
No, it's going to be a city park, so it's just like going to a ball field or the swimming pool or whatever. The city will maintain it like any other city park. It'll be open dawn to dusk. So, and then there's a public school right next to it. There's a skate park, BMX park right next to it. It's all in this big city complex, and so I envision kids riding their bike, hopefully riding their bike to school so that they can go ride the bike park after school. People who work nearby could go over at lunchtime, do a few laps on the trails. Instructors could hold clinics and classes there. It'd be a place for anybody, anytime, could really go ride. A tourist comes to town, wants to get familiar with what it's like to ride on the red dirt and the rocks, could go over there. So
great. Well, that's exciting. Now, is there kind of a time frame on when this will be ready for people to kind of? Well,
we're hoping that sometime this spring we can put out a request for bids on construction, and construction would take place later this year. Hopefully be open later this year.
Okay, right around the corner.
We just have to, you know how schedules can go. Sometimes there's delays and issues, but it's well underway, and we're optimistic it'll be open sometime this year.
Okay, great. We're going to take our second break, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the how to become a member, how to help out with the organization and donate. So that's going to be coming back here, talking with the Verde Valley Cyclists Coalition. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late...
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there?
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Headaches and back pain are two of the top reasons people choose Mosing Chiropractic. Dr. Mosing also treats symptoms of numbness and tingling, as well as those injured in auto or work accidents. Dr. Mosing uses gentle chiropractic techniques, as well as electric muscle stim and cold laser therapies. Call Dr. Mosing today at 634-0733. No spine left behind at Mosing Chiropractic.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict. We're sitting down with the president of the Verde Valley Cyclists Coalition, Lars Romig, and board member Doug Copp. Looking at your guys' website, Lars, vvcc.us, you guys have a lot of great information on there, but you also have some interactive trail maps to kind of help show people where they can, new trails and just give them a sense of where these trails are just even outside of Sedona. And then today, before the show, you mentioned you have a phone app as well. Can you talk about that?
So the same interactive map that you see on the website, there's another version of that myself and one of our members, Aaron Seifert, we worked on to get put together to create for this app that's called Avenza. And Avenza is a independent free app that you can download on the iPhone or Android. And then once you're in there, you can then search for Verde Valley area trails or Sedona trails, and it'll come up with the map that we built in there, and it downloads to the phone. So without cell service, it's on the phone. It just uses the GPS in any smartphone, and it covers the entire Verde Valley, trails that are in Dead Horse to Sedona.
And it's not just for bikers?
No, it's not. I mean, if you're a hiker, it covers, there's all the trails that are in a lot of the wilderness areas, like up in West Fork or out towards Sycamore, and surrounding the wilderness boundary around Sedona, all those trails are in there as well. So if you're looking for it for hiking, it works just as well.
Great. Well, we're just running out of some time here, but real quick, where can people go to become a member and to donate as well?
So on the website, you can just go to the website and join up as a new member. There's on the right-hand sidebar of the website, there's an area on there that you can join and then pay by PayPal, or you can email us and get a physical document. If you want to send a check, you can do it that way as well.
Okay, great. And there's also, just to note, there's a calendar on the website as well that has some of your guys' upcoming events and rides on there for people who want to just do that. But, okay, well, we're out of time. President Lars Romig, Verde Valley Cyclist Coalition, and board member Doug Copp, thank you both for being here today. And it's exciting to see this, specifically this Sedona Bike Park kind of getting going, and excited to see where that goes. So thank you guys for joining me today. That's today's Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, and we'll see you next time.